Alright everybody, welcome to episode 23 of a roundup. What a day we had yesterday, mate.
Amazing yesterday, mate. Brilliant day. Football wasn't the greatest, but the atmosphere, the occasion, the hospitality, the people we met, the people we spoke to, the managers, the players, the committees, brilliant, mate. Brilliant.
It was class. Now, before we start the episode, I'd like to thank our sponsor of this episode. It's their final episode they're sponsoring, Cambuslang Rangers. So the guys at Cambuslang genuinely means a lot to us. So thank you very much. Anybody else is interested in sponsoring us or anything, give us a wee shout. And
I said, the pod's booming. Get behind the roundup and get sponsoring it. But we can't thank Camby enough. They've been brilliant ways, and maybe somebody else might want a wee turn.
Yeah, definitely. Before we get on to the results, we'd like to wish our best to Paul Gallagher, the captain at Pollok, who's sadly had to retire this week. Thoughts are with you, mate. We've both been there. We retired due to the fact that we were passionate, no, because we had to. But no, mate, we wish you all the best, and hopefully you're not at football for too long if that's what you want to do, is get back in and do a bit of coaching or something.
Big gal, man. He's been a great servant to our level and our grade, and he's been brilliant for Pollok and club captain there and stuff. So wish him all the best for it. He's far too young not to be playing football anymore, but your health's the most important thing. But well done to Big Gal, and wish him in all his future, what is it, prospect endeavours?
Endeavours,
mate. See, there we go. So that was not bad there.
Right, let's get into it then. And the Kilmarnock Pie.
Yeah. I want to stop you, PG.
Go for it.
I think that first and foremost today and on the show,
I was going to finish with that.
Division 4.
I was going to finish with that.
I know, but I think they deserve the start of the show, mate.
Right, okay,
they deserve it because they're the first league winners of the season. I think that we should flip it back and go to Division 4 and congratulate the champions for that, mate.
Division 4, Kilsyth 1, Finnart 3. A massive, massive congratulations to the Division 4 champions, the first ever Division 4 champions. Finnart, tremendous. I think that when you win a league, you're generally the best team and you win it for a reason. But in that Division 4, the fact that you play everybody so many times, for me, means that you definitely are the best team, because you have to play the team that's second 4 times. Finnart have been excellent all season, a couple of wee slip-ups, but a tremendous season. So well done to the boys, and Brian and his team, well done.
Yep, totally agree with what you're saying, mate. Best team, they've won it. I think it was a team that we tipped. Don't get me wrong, it's been brilliant. It's been very interesting, good for an outsider to watch. It's been tight. It's went to the second last game of the season, a game between the both of them to decide it. Massive game. The Finnart boys have turned up, done the business, got the league in the bag. Congratulations to them all. Congratulations to Brian, the committee, the players, because it's a tough journey. You need to put a lot of work in to get into this level. Yep. And they've done it. And to win that first title, unbelievable. And February, mate. February, we've got a league winner.
Mental, eh? And the thing is, it's not even like it's a run away. I'm going to have to stop there. What is it? It's in the arm of the chair where you left it. Honestly.
Mate,
mate,
never stops. We're all busy people. We've got our beautiful families, mate. That happens.
Honestly, man, I'm not busting her. Right, so I was speaking to Brian yesterday, but I also spoke to him on Friday, and he was saying to us that they believe that they'll be able to get Springburn up to standard to get promoted for next season as well, which I don't know where that leaves for Division 4. For Finnart, I think they should go up regardless. I think they're definitely good enough to hold their own in that bottom division next year. I just don't know what it means for the rest of Division 4. I don't know if they're going to bring new teams in or no. I'm kind of out of the loop. I've not really been involved at St Peter's of late, just through work and doing the vlog we've been doing and that. But I have no clue what's going to happen. I really hope they just bring all the teams into the bottom division for next year.
Your phone right next to the speaker.
Is it? There you go. It's the way now.
There we go. Mate, totally agree. I think Finnart, when you win a league, I think that you should get promoted. And I really do hope that they don't get held back with criteria, because that's the whole incentive for going to win in the league.
Yep.
Gives them a chance to go in the league next season against more established sides and see how they get on. We'll see what happens. So hopefully they can get to that. It'd be brilliant for them. I think there probably will be a couple of teams coming in again next season, new teams, but Division 4's been good. There'll be a stronger league next year because a lot of the teams will get better. And then if they do get promotion, then that incentive's there. But brilliant for Finnart, brilliant for them all. Gotta take my hat after them.
Well done again. Right.
Even Brian the goalie, did you see his save on Twitter?
No, I've never seen it. Tell you what, he's a good goalkeeper. Good goalkeeper.
He's experienced, mate. I think you win any league, you need a good goalkeeper and you need a good spine of the team. But his save was alright good, mate. I seen it on Twitter last night, man. It was a top save, so well done to him on that. But it's a team effort to win the titles.
It is indeed. Right, moving on. Kilmarnock Pie. Benburb 3, Hamnero 0 in the first ever Benburb Hamnero Govan derby. The Meadow 2, Craigmark 3, Maryhill 0, Pollok 3, St Cadoc's 0, Clydebank 3. We will start with the Govan derby. That's a decent result, I think, for Hamnero. Being 3 leagues below, well, I suppose equivalent of 4 leagues below, in a sense. That's a decent result. I think they're nobody too disappointed with that at all.
I think the Bens have shown there the last few weeks how good their side they are and how. So that was always going to be a tough ask for Hamnero. They'll be better for the experience. It'd have been good for their players, the club playing in that derby. I'd imagine it would have had a better crowd, probably even better with games being off. So they've not disgraced themselves. And I heard by all accounts it's been a competitive game. So, but it's what you expected. The Bens have done the business. They've kept a clean sheet, and our clean sheet quite solid at the back. And they get the bragging rights, but there would have been a lot of pressure on the Bens, because they're the top league against a team in Division 4 and they've went and done a professional job and done the hat for the next round, so well done to them.
Yep, well done to Hamnero, good effort at it. I think my result of the day is the next one, Craigmark beating the Meadow 3-2 at the Meadow Park. We saw their manager last week, didn't get a chat with him, but Ryan Carey's done a tremendous job there. They're a team who, without being disrespectful, like we've said with a few teams, I mean, you knew when you were going out Craigmark a few years ago, you knew you were going to go down and win. You expected to win going down there. Definitely not the case now. That's a very good side, and I think that result, I don't know how it's went, I don't know if the Meadow were maybe half form or whatever, but that's a huge result to go there and put them out the cup, because that's a good Meadow team.
Top result, bit of an upset obviously. They've went down, scored 3 goals, they came for 2-1 down, I think, take home, win the game 3-2, shows brilliant character and never say die attitude, and they'll be buzzing with that, do you know what I mean? They've been down there and took a scalp, people will stand up and rightfully give them the credit they deserve, but brilliant result for Ryan and the boys down there. Made a free kick, was a belter, wasn't it?
Mate, I've not seen anything.
I thought you'd seen that, mate.
Oh no, I did see it. I seen it actually on the
that
was a cracker, wasn't it?
Good free kick.
That was a belter.
Good free kick, but it ended up not being enough. But well done to Craigmark. It's a brilliant result for them, and they've had a good solid season. So they have this season. Do you know what I mean? They've had some very, very good results, and they're a good side. They've done a good job down there.
To be sitting, I'm going to check it now. I think they're maybe 5th in that league. To be sitting where they are, sorry, they're 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 6th in the league, but they will go ahead of Maryhill. They've got 4 games in hand and only a point behind. They could go ahead of the Borough as well, to be honest with you. And we're sure to finishing 4th in that league, and that's a pretty strong league they're in. So all credit to them, really well done.
Yeah.
Maryhill against Pollok, the fixture got switched to Newlands Field as Lockburn wasn't playable. 3-0 Pollok, for what I've heard, Maryhill gave a good account of themselves. But Pollok are a quality side. They're flying. They were looking to bounce back after that rare defeat last week against the Talbot. So I think it's a result you expected to Pollok to go through and win that one.
I think it's been a tight affair. I think Pollok Pollok scored just before half time. I think we're about the 40-minute mark. Followed with a goal, but the first goal is always crucial, and see to get it just before half time. It's probably been a wee kick in the stones to the Maryhill team and to Ross and that. But it's what we expected. I expected Pollok to bounce back, and they've done it. They've kept a clean sheet. They've been very strong defensively. My boy McGregor scoring again, mate.
I know, mate, he's flying,
He's scoring the goals, mate. He's scoring the goals, and I think he's been playing centre half. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure he's been playing in at centre half. So a good result for Pollok, and fair play to the two teams. But trying their best to get the game on, and you know what your Lichfield man's like, man. They look after that park so well that they do a tremendous job, and the groundsman's doing their day brilliant. So getting the game on, getting it played. Good cup tie, good crowd, and well done to Pollok. 3-0 win through.
Good strong win. Also nearly at the stage where they've got the finances to get their floodlights put in as well, which is good to get their licence sorted. Another club.
Just shows you the size of the club, mate, where they can put it out there in the community, and supporters and players and the management have even put in it, all want to try and all pull together to get this licence for them, which would be massive for the club. So it's amazing to see. It's amazing to see.
Definitely. The final game in the cup this week, St Cadoc's 0, Clydebank 3. Clydebank will be glad to get that win. They've had a hard spell of late. St Cadoc's have their first defeat under Doyley. I fancy Clydebank to go and win that. It's a good surface at the Ants. It suits Clydebank. I think it maybe shows St Cadoc's are still a wee bit away, but I think with Doyley, if he gets a bit of time, he'll do a good job there. But I kind of an expected result for me, to be honest, with Clydebank winning that.
It's a good result because Clydebank haven't been quite firing on all cylinders, and people talk very highly of St Cadoc's, and rightfully so, because they've got some good players down there and they've had some good results of late. So Clydebank have went down there and put in a real performance, probably back to what they've been used to the majority of the season, and that's a good result. But it just shows you how far St Cadoc's came. They've been a brand new team, and people still look at that and go, well, they could maybe win that game. Do you know what I mean? So for a new team to come into the setup, and for people on the outside to maybe think that they've got a chance in a game like that speaks maybe volumes for what they're doing with their club and where they're trying to go. But professional job again with Clydebank, superb from off that, a clean sheet as well, which
is something he
delighted
himself on.
They pride themselves on that, and no, it's a great result for them. So well done to Clydebank.
Yep, only 2 games on in the Premier League yesterday. Kilmarnock 0, Bees 0, Troon 0, Talbot 2. We'll start with Troon and Talbot. Talbot again, another good win for them. Troon, I think, have had an excellent season. They'd won 4 in the bounce before yesterday in the league. I think Dean and his team have done a great job there. But Talbot, they go and win games. That's 5 points behind Pollok with 4 games in hand. So they're kind of in a real position of strength right now. They've got Kilburn at the during the week to maybe close the gap a wee bit more. But that's a good professional win for Talbot against a good Troon side.
We've been praising Troon of late. They've been in a good run of form, so that was always going to be a tough game for Talbot. But they've same with them. I think they've left it. They've had to wait late for that second goal just to finish the game off. But with them, they've went down professional, do the job, get the 3 points on the board. It's a week where they've managed to get closer to Pollok, getting more points on the likes of Darvel because they've had a game on. So they just do what they do. They're very, very, very efficient, very professional. They know how to grind. They know how to get the job done.
I know, definitely. On to Kilburn and Beath. If they were still playing the new, it would still be an each. What I'd say is it was a game where the two defences dealt with what they had to deal with. I mentioned for me, and I know that I'm kind of stepping on your toes here on mentioning the best player at Beath yesterday. For me, young Girvan, Kyle Girvan at Kilburn, who's 20, I believe, and Daniel O'Neill at Beath, who's 21, two of them, I thought, particularly Neil, I thought excellent yesterday. And he was our man of the match yesterday. For two young guys, it's great to see that there is a lot of quality at our level with guys like that, because the two of them could easily go and step up a level, I think.
There's no doubt that there's quality at the level. Don't get me wrong, I think the two boys had very good games. Danny O'Neill especially for me, but Gosvin was very good, very solid, very done his job defending.
Without him being amazing, you could see he's a player.
He done.
I don't think yesterday he was fantastic, but you see there's a good player in there. You could see how comfortable and how powerful he is in that for a boy so young.
100%. But I think that the game itself, I think we've spoken about it, and I think it's been on a lot on social media. It lacked any real quality, and there wasn't a game full of chances. But I think that both goalkeepers and both defences, I thought, were strong. I thought Murphy and the boy, I think it was Meaton, the centre half for Kilburn, also were good. The wee left back was good. The back three at Beath were good with Steg Noble and Connor and Danny. And the two goalies were solid. Joe with a cut of saves. Dale Burgess, I was saying that to you at the game. I know he's going to love this, mate, but he's the most handsome goalie I've ever seen it. Out with me, mate.
Obviously, you're the most handsome former goalie.
But there wasn't hundreds of chances, but I think it was a day where the defenders they looked like the top kiddies on the park, because I don't think that the flair players and the forward players had their best day, because it was a game with very few chances and no real cutting edge, wasn't there?
No, what I would say, and it's not to be harsh or to be a dick or anything, I was disappointed in Kenny McLean, Josh Fowler and Alan Frizzle, the strikers. Obviously with Kenny McLean, he has getting on a wee bit, but you know he's a lot of quality and he's a horrible player to play against. He's so nippy and he gets a lot of good chances he creates. And Josh Fowler, I think, is a cracking player. I just thought that none of the three of them were particularly good yesterday. And like when Brendan Sharp came on for Kilburn, I don't think he was great either, but I think he brought another dimension where he was a bit more physical and won a couple of headers. But I thought, particularly with the Beath front two, who rate really highly, I just thought they were really off it yesterday. Granted, the back four at Kilburn were nice and solid, but I just thought I'd seen a wee bit merit that the two of them with the quality they have.
I'd say that's controversial to me, mate. I do think that I think they were all feeding off scraps a wee bit, man. There wasn't really creativity for both midfields and that either. There wasn't really any clear openings in that. Don't get me wrong, either. There's wee things like Hod up playing when we're getting the ball and running it. It wasn't quite coming after the players, but I think it was just one of the tough days at the office, you know what I mean, for them. And I think that it showed, because it's just there was no real, even the highlights would probably last only 2 minutes, probably not even 2 minutes, the highlights. So it kind of just speaks to what the quality was like on the park. But we're the biggest thing, the quality of football and some of the stuff that teams play and some of the games are really exciting. But you do get the ones, there was a lot at stake yesterday. It's a derby game and Kilburn are desperate for the points, and Beaver wanting to get down there and they're wanting the bragging rights, they're not wanting to lose the game. So you see it happening a lot. You see it happening in the tap game sometimes when you think it's going to be a tap game.
But how good was the crowd yesterday? But I thought Kilburn fans were mental, man. I thought they were brilliant. And if you've not watched it, go and check out the vlog that was released, because we had a great day. Spoke to a lot of good people, even spoke to a lot of people that we didn't get on camera who were cracking as well, like really kind of top people for our level. But it was a brilliant day down there, and I thought Kilburn were just like Arthurlie was last week, different class was.
Tommy and that were brilliant ways, mate, and can't thank them enough. And you know, we always go on dynamite with wee Butch as well. So no, it was a great day. It was great to be down there. It was good to sample it, because that's a game I've never been to. So it was good to sample that atmosphere. And to be honest with you, there was a few things sang with the crowds, but they were very well behaved. And that must be said as well, because I think the fans can get a bit of a bum deal and get a bit bad press at times. But I thought they were well behaved, both sets of fans. And as you said on the Twitter, we done the West proud. So it was excellent. The game went well.
I think sadly, I'm going to go out there and say it, as much as the Kilmarnock management team are our mates are gone. It's too many draws they've had. I mean, they've out the last 6 games in the league, they've drawn 4, won 1 and lost 1. I mean, they are a far improved side. There's no denying it. I think that Tommy and Sean and Owen are the right guys to be in there. But I think it's too much now. I think that with the fact that they've played 5 and 6 games more than the teams about them, I think it's just too much, sadly. But I think that'll be when they're in that, in my opinion, when they're in that lower league next year, I think they'll be a top side that you expect to be going to try and win that league.
Aye, but I think firstly, if there's a management team that's capable of pulling off the Great Escape, then it's the boys. Do you know what I mean? Because there's no denying that they've made an impression in there, and they've got the boys buying into what they're trying to do, and they're looking like a completely different side. But it's a tough ask. But you never know, mate. Stranger things have happened in the game.
No, it's not done until it's done. Moving on to Conference A, only the one game, Glasgow Uni 0, the Johnstone Burgh 1. The Burgh, their form's been excellent of late. Glasgow Uni had that cracking win last week. I think even losing 1-0 to the Burgh with the form they're in, that shows Glasgow Uni are improving. And I think that next year Glasgow Uni could be a bit better. I've still not seen them live, but I just get the impression that they're starting to pick up a wee bit. But again, good one for Jamie and the boys. That was so I don't know. You've been out there. What's it like going out to Airdrie Stadium and playing them out there?
Decent, mate. It's all right. So don't get me wrong. There's no crowd and stuff, but for some of the players at all level who've never played in a senior football park, do you know what I mean? Like that. So it's good for boys to go in the stadium and the 4 stands and all that, and it's a big park. So if you want to get the ball down and play, and you've got a fit side, then it's going to suit you, because that's one thing that Uni are a young fit team, you know what I mean? So, but I quite liked it, and I thought it was a good change for the players, do you know what I mean? A new stadium, a new ground to tick off, but on that as well, Johnstone Burgh are doing brilliant. Honestly, Jamie's really turned it round. To see where they're sitting in the league, considering that their start was very disappointing, and I think they're motoring on, and they just keep getting the wins in it. And what they've done is, man, they've shut the shop at the back. They're keeping clean sheets, man. They're not conceding many goals, and we know, man, you keep the clean sheets when you're picking the points up, aren't you?
Definitely. They've had a great run. They've done well to turn it round. They're only 5 points behind Whitlets in 3rd place, so a good chance of getting into that first division next year. And on Whitlets, before we move on, all the best to Gordon Pope in his new position and his new team in there. We know Pope, he's a cracking guy. He's a really good guy. He's a cracking player, knows what it's all about at this level. So wish him all the best. I think he could do a good job in there.
Good luck to the boys down there, and hopefully we can get down to Dam Park and see them soon.
You know, I've never been to Dam Park.
I've played that a few times.
When I played against Whitlets, it was only 2 or 3 times I played against them, and it was at the old park. The one, it was like the worst pitch in the world, man. It was horrendous. So I've never been down to Dam Park.
Good surface, mate.
I've heard that. Moving on to Conference B, only the one game again. Renfrew 3, Newmains 1. Unexpected result. Renfrew have been like a different team under Jimmy. But I think for Newmains, going away to play Renfrew, I think that's not a bad result for them. Because obviously we know they've had a really hard season, only won 2 games out of 21. But I think that they could take a wee bit of positivity for that. Only losing with 2 goals to Renfrew away from home is a pretty solid result, considering the form that Renfrew are in.
Davey and Tommy, and that's first game in charge here for Newmains. So, listen, I know what they're like. They don't want to lose football games, but as you say, it sounds a competitive, tighter affair, and they've probably gave a right good account of themselves. So he's went in there and probably got a wee reaction at the boys, and I think that Newmains will pick up results with Davey, and then come the summer, that will be a better team next season as well. So I think it's good that he's got the rest of this season to kind of put his own ideas in place, and then in the summer go and do his own business. But Jimmy, it's another good result for them. Another 3 points on the board, climbing the table. His record's been outstanding since he's been in there. 26th of March is Ashfield's last home game, mate, versus Jimmy at Renfrew. So Jimmy better bring us down a nice wee bottle, not me. Max saying myself's last game at Ashfield, and I look forward to seeing them and Renfrew are a good side. But no, they're in good form, and Jimmy's done a fantastic job since he's been in there as a number one. And they keep getting the results and out.
Well, you know, it's like me and you spoke about it last night. Obviously, the last game for Petershill and Maxie in there as the management team. One will try and get done today a vlog for I'm working, so I'm going to try my best to sort something to get done, because I think it'd be quite nice to have a wee video done there as well. Ashfield are, obviously you love Ashfield, and it's a team that I've grown to really like over the last year or so doing this. So hopefully it's something we can do.
It'll be emotional, mate. It'll be emotional.
I can't talk about it. I'm going to start welling up, man. I don't know how you feel. Moving on to Conference C. Perthshire 6, Vale Leven 5, Petershill 2, Yoker 0. We'll start with Perthshire, Vale Leven. I wish we'd went to that game yesterday.
Mate, that's a
6-5.
That's a belter, isn't it?
That's a class result, man.
An absolute ding dong, mate.
See for me, that looking at that league, right? You've got I'd say for Ardrossan, so the bottom 5 are Ardrossan, East Kilbride, Vale Clyde, Vale Leven and Lanark are kind of a bit away from everybody above them. But what I'd say about the bottom teams in that league is they've got quite a bit more points than the bottom teams in all the other conferences. And obviously at the top end of the table, it's tighter than 2 coats of paint. That is definitely the best league this year, because you've got, it's so much tighter than everything else. You've got possibility of 3 teams winning it. The bottom teams haven't been getting scudded every single week like some of the other leagues. They've been a bit more competitive and just been unlucky at certain times. So I think this is probably, we spoke about it before, the best conference, probably the best league in the setup this year.
It's a very good league. Brilliant for the Shire, mate, because they've been going through all the best of runs of form now, so it's good for them to get 3 points and come out and tap in a ding-dong battle. So well done to them. But it's a good league, brilliant league, especially at the top. Easy 2-0.
2-0 against Yoker. Yoker.
Pollok, Stephen Docherty getting 2 goals, mate. He's flying for them and all up front.
Yeah. That takes them within a point at a drum with a game in hand. And Nielsen are sitting 3 points after the drum, 2 points after Petershill, and played the same amount of games as Petershill. So only 2 points in it between the two of them.
Yeah, I looked at the league last night.
They've all still got to play each other, haven't they? Well,
I think
Nielsen have got to play both of them.
Nielsen play Petershill next week, I think.
Is it no the drum next? Is it Petershill next week?
I think it is, mate. I think it's easy they play next week, mate. I've seen them writing about it, but mate, that is tight, man. That is a very good watch for the outside. Don't get me wrong, it's very nerve-wracking for anybody affiliated with the 3 clubs. No margin for error. It's
not just the points, it's very close goal difference. The Drums goal difference is plus 42, Nielsen's is plus 42, and Petershill's is plus 46. So even at that, if it goes to the wire, then
every goal could count.
Exactly. You're getting to the stage where, like you said, every goal matters, and it's maybe have to go out and take a few off a team to go and boost yourself up. But I thought Petershill would win that yesterday, and they did. They gave themselves a right good chance going top of the league. I seen it. I think it was maybe Thursday or Friday. I seen it. Technically, this is the best Petershill team ever.
Got just with their stats.
Their stats. This is. I think last week they broke their record for the most consecutive wins, which was set in the early 60s or something. So you're basically 60 year. I think it was 13 games they'd won consecutively back in the early 60s, and now they're at 15. So
listen, it doesn't matter what level of football you're at, to win that amount of games back to back and show that level of consistency is unreal. It really is unreal. And especially in that conference like that, where, as you said, mate, it's very competitive and there's good sides in that conference. There's no easy games. So to win that amount of games it's unbelievable. Don't get me wrong, there'll be a lot of debate up whether it's the best ever PZ team, because there's some top teams in the past and even some top teams in my lifetime that I can remember doing there. But giving themselves a great shout with their current run of form.
I think we were actually looking at going to one of their games. Well,
I can't remember what one it is.
I'm sure there's one we were looking at going to, which we'll do our best to get to, because that'll be a beauty. That's us. It was quite good this week, I suppose, with less games. We were able to go through every single. My telly's just got turned up. I don't even know who's nabbing them. We were able to go through every game, which with a bit of detail, which is nice. I'm glad Cole winning 1-0 it, because we don't like to talk about them, do we, guys?
Was there any other Division 4 games?
No, mate, that was it.
Was it?
That was it.
Done, mate. Done.
Before we finish up, I'd, on behalf of the two, just like to thank the support we've had recently. It's been tremendous, man. I mean, we've had so many good comments about the vlogs. Last week's roundup with Tommy on it is the best viewed roundup we've ever had. It's been brilliant. We really appreciate all your support. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going to be recording on Tuesday for our next interview, our first interview in months now. So hopefully we can get that done. And I really appreciate it. The fact that we're nearly a million people looking at our stuff, on a million views on our Twitter in the last month, which is insane. Could never imagine that would ever happen. So thank you all very much.
Mate, I think you're bang on, mate. Can't thank anybody. Can't get no tongue tied. I'm just I'm an emotional guy, mate. I just can't thank everybody enough, mate. There've been brilliant ways we're moving out and do the vlogs, man. The people coming and having nice things to say about the podcasting. It's what we're all about.
Yep.
Just think that league. Where's the league? Where are you? Where's your backup? Where's the league? Where's the West of Scotland?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I mean, that's what it is, you know what I mean? All the clubs.
Nah, I'm only kidding on, but no, thanks everybody, and hopefully we keep tuning in and we can keep bringing you stuff that you like, because we're loving it and enjoy doing it, and hopefully you'll enjoy listening and what we've got to say and see what's happening at the clubs.
Mate, we also have some. I suppose it's not going to be huge news for people that watch, but for us it's quite big news. We've got a couple of wee announcements that we're going to do this week. On
Twitter. Pregnant with my vein.
Well, I'm starting to get a belly for it already, to be honest. So we've got a couple of wee announcements to make, and that'll be out on Twitter and Instagram and stuff this week. So thanks for listening. I hope you all have a smashing week.
See you next week, troops.
Take care. See you later.